still not joined. So we will wait for 5 minutes and then I will start with the class. Meanwhile, please be patient and be on class. Okay, we will start now. Uh, so this is our first unit, multidisciplinary nature of environment. We will start with this today. If you are not able to hear me at any point, just drop a message in the chat box. I hope the screen is visible to you now. Can you please confirm that?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, visible.
So multidisciplinary, what does this term actually mean? Uh, See, electronics and instrumentation engineering is a discipline. You can call it as a department. You can call it as a stream. You can also call it as a discipline. Okay. Similarly, civil engineering is a discipline. All those branches that we have, like civil, mechanical, electronics, are various disciplines. So branch, department, discipline, these are all synonyms. So environmental study is a multidisciplinary subject. We all require uh, our inputs into this study. So we will try to uh, look into that in this event. Basically, that's the purpose. So you know that this subject is being studied by all the departments. So sometimes you might be wondering why is how are we going to contribute to this subject, or what are we going to learn that is related to our specialization. So keep that question in mind, and when I will go through the slides, we will have answers to these questions. We all can contribute in some way or the other. Your task is to relate with your abilities and find solution to various problems that we face in our day-to-day life with relation to environment. Okay, then let's begin. So some pictures. Uh, these slides are actually prepared by our course coordinator. So you all know that there is a course coordinator each course, and there are subject teachers. So one course is taught by multiple subject teachers. So I am one of the subject teachers. The course coordinator is Keval sir, Keval Jalan. Anyway, so uh, development in the current phase of industrialization and urbanization. So you see, we have uh, visualized development or uh, growth of a country with respect to industrialization and urbanization. A country which has more urban area is more developed. A country which has more industries is more developed. So if you look into that, uh, if you look into the whole country with that perspective, you can consider China, US, and such countries as more developed, right? The thing is, since we do not have too many uh, carbon neutral or carbon negative countries, I will take up Bhutan as an example. If you go to Bhutan, you won't find uh, all those urban facilities that you see here in India or in other foreign countries. It will be there, but at a very limited level. If you try to look into the country in that perspective, you won't call it a developed. But whether it is sustainable, can you have a peaceful life there? If your perspective uh, also looks or seeks how peaceful and how stable the climate is, how healthy the climate is, if you try to look into those things, you will see that Bhutan is a very, very developed country. Uh, People are happy. They try to uh, quantify their development based on happiness. They ask people how happy you are. This There is a country, there is a index by which they measure the happiness of the citizens of Bhutan, and instead of GDP, by which we measure our development, Bhutan measures their development based on happiness. Uh, so you will see that they are more happy with their lives, even if they have lesser those urban facilities in their country. They're still happy, and the purpose of life is to be happy. This is what I believe. If you are happy, then you will be content. You will feel like you have achieved whatever you needed to achieve. So this is a very philosophical statement. It has got no relation with environmental, but I still uh, felt like saying this to you, because how can you then um, understand that industrialization and urbanization is not everything? So I believe this, that purpose of our life, everything that we do is to find happiness. You live in a city called Delhi. and you live in a city called, let's say, Shimla, uh, you will automatically realize after a few years that you are more happy when you're staying in Shimla as compared to that in Delhi. Uh, And the reason you can guess by yourself, I don't have to explain. We know what gives us happiness, but we do not uh, find ways to, uh, really become happy. Countries like US, countries like China, they are more, capital oriented. They are called capitalist countries. And China is called a communist country, but slowly and steadily they are also becoming uh, capitalists. They focus more on earning money than any other. So the more money they have, the more they find it uh, easy to feel that they are developed. So now, from an environmental perspective, how do we visualize all these things? So, uh, kind of like if you go to New York, maybe you will see this kind of pictures, landscapes. Whereas if you go to countries like Africa or some countries here in Asia, you will find such landscapes more. Uh, so, uh, a polluted country is not a country which you can consider to be developed. So there is no way the pollution can be absorbed in this city. Whereas here, you have so many trees, they can absorb the greenhouse gases, they can absorb noise, they can absorb dust as well, and so the air can be kept clean. So there is a balance required of urbanization and the green landscape. Some more pictures. So this industrialization and urbanization cause large environmental pollution issues. We know that. Uh, Countries like China and USA specifically are contributing the most to the greenhouse gases. Here in India, uh, one of the biggest problem that we are facing, not one, I will tell you two very, very serious concern that we are facing is air pollution in our cities, and the other is water pollution. Mostly, it is concentrated in the river Ganga. The reason being, the cities around Ganga are very populated. The proper term will be overpopulated, and so it's very difficult to clean the drainage system in such areas. More sophisticated technologies are needed, and people are not. And so it is Ganga is getting polluted every year. Yamuna is parts of Yamuna is already dead. You have recently been seeing these pictures of foam water, foam in the Yamuna river. People are going for Chhat Puja and they have to take dip onto the river uh, no, in the foam only. So that foam is nothing but some kind of industrial effluents reaching the river, and so the foam is coming. So that is a huge problem. Now that Chhat Puja has come, so it is being highlighted, but it's an issue that we face every day. But still, government has literally created a separate ministry for cleaning Ganga, but that never happened. It's already been more than 5 years. One term of Narendra Modi government is over, and still they could not do anything. It's not like they have not given their efforts, but the problem is very complex, and desperate times require desperate measures. The government has not gone yet into desperate measures. And so the problem is just as it was 5 to 6 years back. So this is a picture. If you don't pick it up, they will. Can anyone tell me what really does this picture mean? I am not able to tell. Can anyone tell me? Let me see how good is your imagination. Yes, roll number 66. You can, if you want, you can unmute yourself and give us your thoughts.
Sir, it appears like a dead bird.
Yeah, that is true. But if you don't pick it up, they will. What does that?
So basically, it shows how the wildlife out there, such as these birds and animals, they are consuming the waste that we are throwing on our streets and our forests, and it's actually causing serious problems in their health and their survival. And it has
Yeah,
actually pushed them into the endangered species, as the logo suggests. And that's a major problem. As you can see, some of this waste is not biodegradable, and it affects their health and lifestyle, and in turn, the biodiversity of the planet.
right. What's your name? Roll number 24, it seems.
Abhyuday, Abhyuday.
Abhyuday. Okay. Uh, I got another answer from roll number 51, Devangshu. The bird ate plastic and died after degradation of pollutants. Your pollutants it ate or consumed.
And sir, basically it shows how cruel a human can be.
Yeah. And exactly the picture tells you if you don't pick it up and throw it in the right place, the birds will pick it up. They will consume it. And when they are dead, you can see that these things that they have eaten, which are non-digestible, is still there inside their body. So they can be picky. They know what is food and what is not, but sometimes they also make mistakes. They consume something which they are not supposed to. This happens. It's not something which is very weird. It happens, and it specifically happens when they are very hungry. They do not always, you know, are not in a position to really filter out what they should eat and what they should not. So this is the reason. I would not have believed this picture if I had not read a few articles where birds and animals have consumed something which they are not supposed to. It happens sometimes. So yeah, uh, someone told us this that it also shows how cruel we human beings are. Yes, we are really cruel. We yes, food given to cows in plastic bags. They sometimes consume the plastic bags also. That happens. We have seen that. So yes, we are cruel. We can all give lectures about how much we have helped our friends and our parents and this and that. But we have this fake morality that helping the people we know only makes us a good person, as if we do not have any duty towards others. That's not the fact here. That is not at all true. We as a human being we have responsibility towards our society as well. And this statement is always called as a very boring statement. That is why people, if you really try to believe this statement, you have a lot of things to do. So it becomes boring. People don't like to listen to such statements. I am tired helping myself and my wife and my family. Why are you asking me to help someone else? If everybody takes care of themselves, then that's it. This is the kind of mentality normally people have, and especially this kind of mentality is among the people who have seen such kind of things in their family. Uh, Now, the thing is, you can take this statement in a negative way, but there is nothing to take it in a negative way. We are all struggling in our lives. We sometimes see our parents, our siblings, who are struggling with their lives. So we have this kind of mentality that maybe if I just take care of myself, that is all. That is true. You have to take care of yourself, and then a point should come in your life when you are okay. That's when you need to start helping people. No one is telling you that you sacrifice yourself and start helping. Whatever you can, in whatever way. So if this much is taught to us in our childhood, then we will have a different kind of mentality. Europeans have this mentality more than Americans and we Asians. I believe it so. I have seen many stories where they are being more helpful. One reason is that they are rich. This is one big reason. If you have enough, you can give more. But education is also very important. So this kind of subject is basically uh, a way to uh, develop your conscience. You can do whatever. Uh, you can, that is in your power. Anyway, so the development is not in pace with environment, and hence a great damage has occurred to the environment. Yeah, that is true. Uh, don't feel surprised, like yeah, it's a very nice PPT and also finally एग्जाम पे बैठ के लिखना क्या है. तो अगर ये सवाल कभी भी दिमाग में आ रहा है, I can assure you, if you really know a bit about the environment, you can always answer. So no worries about it. You will get the materials and you can write. Try to enjoy the class. If you find my opinion sometime to be debatable, you can ask your question also. So your opinion might be debatable. Someone else might find it to be not okay. We can have a debate, a short debate. That's fine. Oh, we can really polish our opinions only when someone questions. Never take it negatively. I don't take it negatively. Okay. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. This is interesting. Why is the best time to plant a tree 20 years ago? I have no idea. Can anyone give me any thought about it?
There was relatively less pollution at the time.
Yeah, maybe. The second best time is now. Okay, anyway, the various way of interpretation. Basically, what they're trying to say is there is no uh, such thing that it's already late. It's always uh, necessary to plant more trees as much as you can. Okay. Uh, Another picture of a farmer waiting for the rain. It's like Lagan film, something like that. Okay, this is something you will see very often in uh, the urban area. Okay, this picture reminds me of a small advertisement. Just give me a thumbs up if you know this advertisement. So there is a small uh, bathroom with a shower fit on it, and it was placed in the middle of a village, and people were taking out. Yeah, roll number 35 remembers it. So the villagers were going inside, and they were taking water out of it in their vessels. And almost all the villagers were able to get.
आईटीसी वन
हाँ हाँ.
आईटीसी वाली जरूर
हाँ हाँ, ITC वाली है शायद. ढूंढने से मिल जाएगा मुझे. एग्जैक्टली कॉन्टेक्स्ट याद है, लेकिन कौन सा एडवर्टाइजमेंट था मुझे वो याद है. तो फाइनली लेडी सेज दैट जितने पानी से हम सबकी
प्यास सूख
नहीं,
जाती है उतने में पूरा
हाँ,
एक शहर में
गाँव का, हाँ
गाँव का
हाँ, उल्टा था. इतने पानी में तो एक शहर के बाबू नहाते, और इतने पानी में तो हम पूरे गांव के ही खाने पीने का पानी होगा, समथिंग लाइक दैट. So the perspective is so different. We urban people who have ample amount of water, we do not value it, whereas those people are really struggling with the uh, scarcity of water. Anyway, let us contribute to conserve art and environment and provide continuity of life for the next generations to come. Basically, this is what Greta Thunberg is fighting on. You and your blah 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 statement, something like that. She recently told. So join hands to save the Mother Earth for all streams of science and engineering and etc. Okay. Make development in pace with environment to attain sustainability. This is something we should slowly uh, take up. Like when there is any development project in a country, uh, what is the impact of this on the environment? That also has to be analyzed. This is already in pen and paper. This thing is done, but only as a formality. There is a tribunal called National Green Tribunal here in India. So they are like a court. If you are not, if you are damaging the environment, then they will penalize. So these things are there, but some things are for show, some things are for really to make an impact. So National Green Tribunal does it doesn't have too many power. There is a phrase in English called a tiger with a broken tooth. So it's kind of like that, National Green Tribunal. So it does a few things, but not much. It is more concentrated in towards Delhi. I don't know if they have any influence onto other states and all. So multidisciplinary nature of environment. What are the main topics? Environment and its multidisciplinary nature, ecosystems, biodiversity, conservation. I hope you have heard all these terms: ecosystem, biodiversity. Uh, when I was in class 10, we had these terms and we had to learn the definitions. It was super boring. But it was boring because the teacher told us to learn the definition. I will not ask you to learn the definition. Uh, that is up to you. If you don't learn, you won't get marks. But uh, that is not the main focus. If you really devote one day to learning the whole content for exam, I know it's enough. You also know it's enough. So, and for the rest of the time, what are you going to do? Think. That is the main purpose of this subject, is to make you think. So think about it. Uh, this class is basically, food for thought, nothing else. Concept of sustainability. What is this term called sustainability? We will look into this term. You might not be familiar so much with this term. I will tell you about it. Environmental impact assessment. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Any project that comes up, an environmental impact assessment has to be done. Only if this assessment gives you a green signal, only then this project can be. So this is how things should be. Okay, I'm back. Public awareness towards environmental conservation. What else? Environmental legislation. We will look into that. Carbon credit and carbon trading. This is something new. So what is environment? I won't go into the definition. Just look at it once. So let's talk about those new terms that you do not know. Definition and meaning, we all know. Whatever we see around us is called environment: air, water, soil, etc. These things. This is a formal definition for your exam purpose. This is just a thought. Don't take it too seriously. Uh, uh, this subject, there is a final exam, I guess, for this, but this subject should be solely a project oriented subject. This is how I feel. इसका सिर्फ projects होना चाहिए. I don't think you have a final exam for this. If that is so, then वो लोग वही किए हैं जो मैं सोच रहा हूँ. Let me check it once. 0% for semester and examination. This is great. इसका semester and examination होना भी नहीं चाहिए. तो क्या क्या है इसका? क्विज है, सेशनल एग्जाम है या ट्यूटोरियल है? यस, नाइस. सो ये थॉट इन लोगों ने कंसिडर किया है कि इसका फाइनल एग्जाम वो रट्टा वाला लेके कोई फायदा नहीं है. हाँ, बट क्विज वगैरह रहेंगे. यू हैव टू नो ए फ्यू थिंग्स दैट आर रिलेटेड टू द theory of this subject. Just a minute. Okay. Environment is the sum of all external conditions surrounding organisms plus influences affecting organism. What else? Example, consider a flower. External conditions surrounding flower, temperature, sunlight, water, soil, atmosphere. These are all considered to be environment around the flower. Influences affecting flower, animal which eat part of flower. What else? Okay, those are the things that influences the environment of the flower. Okay, great. Multidisciplinary nature. So why is it a multidisciplinary nature? I have already told you. It's a complex situation which requires inputs from all different disciplines of science and the humanities as well, not just science. So it's a multidisciplinary nature. Questions could be like this: that why environmental studies is called a multidisciplinary academic field. Such kind of questions could be there in your sessional exam. You have a sessional exam, right? And you have tutorials. So in sessional exam and in quizzes, you might have such kind of questions. Okay. So what are the various fields that are included? Uh, Principles of ecology, environmental science, as well as associated subjects like ethics, geography, anthropology, policy, urban planning. Urban planning is a part of civil engineering. Law, economics, philosophy, sociology, social justice, planning, pollution control. Maybe you all are thinking यहाँ पे electronics कहाँ पे है भाई, ये तो दिख नहीं रहा है. So such direct connection you won't be able to find, but there is always a connection. You just have to look deeper. So this is a very famous picture, infographic about how environmental studies is a multidisciplinary subject. Here you can find your terminologies. So all these parts of science and technology comes under influence, and all of these disciplines contribute to environmental studies. Okay. What are the scope and importance? Study and explore the nature, technological developments, practical applications and implementations. Practical applications and implementations. An example could be how you can use your specialization in finding some solution to a burning problem, a practical solution or a practical application to the theory that you have learned. Post implementation impacts and problems. So how has your solution helped improve the environment, or has it even deteriorated? Remedial measures and solutions, findings to the problems, means to conserve the nature and environment. Means to conserve the nature and environment. Major objective of the course: to bring awareness. From that, you will have knowledge regarding the environment. Your attitude is going to change towards the environment, and finally, you will behave differently. Every part of your life will get influenced by these decisions. So this is the main objective here. That is what we are trying to fulfill. Some more theory. What are the various components of environment? So this is how it is distributed. Try to focus on this slide here. This is something you should remember. So environment is divided into this four part: atmosphere, which is the gaseous portion; hydrosphere is the liquid portion; lithosphere is the solid portion, that is the soil; and biosphere is the living portion. So biosphere is there in the lithosphere, in the hydrosphere, and in the atmosphere, right? The living portion, the part which is living. Okay. Say for example, in the lithosphere there are earthworms. So the biosphere includes that a part of the lithosphere also. Okay. The biosphere will also include the soil, the water, the air. So biosphere is a part of this, and this. Atmosphere is again divided into these four parts. You have heard these terms: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere. Uh, One other important thing: this subject is also very important for your job purpose. Many job interviews, and written exams have a part where questions from environmental studies is asked. So you can prepare for that also using this. Okay, lithosphere is having three parts: crust, mantle, and core. So can you tell me out of these three, which one is the outermost layer?
The crust.
Crust.
Correct. Crust is the outermost layer, and then you have mantle, and the most inner uh, layer is the core. So it's not a layer; it's basically a sphere, the uh, innermost layer of the Earth. Okay. Atmosphere. Go through the slide by yourself. You know all these things, nothing new. Just let me know if you wish to ask me anything. So there is atmosphere up to 500 kilometers above the Earth surface. So how high does uh, aeroplanes go above the Earth surface? If you are a frequent traveler,
38,000 feet.
how many?
38,000 feet.
38,000 feet. Yeah, it's kind of like that. How high does air balloons go? Recently, there was a new. I read a news article, but I forgot how high the guy went. He used weather balloon to travel as high as possible. I forgot the height. Can anyone tell me? Okay, just answer me this. Will it be close to 500 kilometer? Is that possible?
No, sir.
No, sir,
No,
it is below 500.
No,
obviously it
sir.
will be below because the air will be so thin at beyond 200 or 300 kilometer that it will be impossible for the weather balloon to float over there. Okay, how high is the satellites? The lowest, and how low can satellites be from the Earth's surface? So in other words, there is a term called a low Earth orbit. So how, what is the height of low Earth orbit? Can anyone tell me? Approximate
Like
values.
200?
200 kilometer.
200 kilometer. Someone answered 800 kilometer, 500 to 800. These are all correct answers actually. Theoretically, it's 1,000 kilometer, but uh, Earth satellite it could be as low as 160 kilometer, 160, 180 kilometers also. There are some satellites. 200 kilometer is a fairly correct uh, answer. So Earth's atmosphere is even higher than that, but obviously those will be your uh, thermosphere or mesosphere. So such uh, levels will be at that height. Anyway, so 500 kilometer तक atmosphere air मिल जाएगा. Okay, although it won't be breathable. 8 किलोमीटर भी ब्रीदेबल रहता नहीं है. माउंट एवरेस्ट के टॉप पे तो भी डिफिकल्टी होती है ब्रीथ करने. Anyway, components of environment. What are the various components? Uh, atmosphere has this much percentage nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor, other minor components are these. The quiz questions may come from these kind of slides. What happened without atmosphere? Life possible नहीं है, बिना ऑक्सीजन के नहीं हो सकता है. You all know this. The food for thought could be ऑक्सीजन आया कैसे हमारे अर्थ एटमॉस्फेयर? Why does other planets not? Why do other planets not have oxygen? And why Earth has oxygen? You can think about it. वहां से पता लगेगा तुम लोगों को कि ऑक्सीजन को सस्टेन करने के लिए हम लोग को क्या करना पड़ेगा. सबको पता है ऑक्सीजन है, इतना परसेंटेज है, ये सब तो एग्जाम के लिए ठीक है, लेकिन प्लेनेट अर्थ पे ऑक्सीजन आया कहाँ से? ओरिजिन क्या है? क्यों यहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन टिका है? ऐसे बोला जाता है कि मार्स पे भी लाइफ था. इस चीज की वजह से, प्लांट्स की वजह से. तो दे आर ऑल इंटरकनेक्टेड. प्लांट्स कैसे आया? प्लांट्स पहले जब आया था वो तो मुर्गी पहले ना अंडा पहले, वैसा हो जाएगा ना सिचुएशन. तो प्लांट बिना ऑक्सीजन का तो रह नहीं सकता, बट बिना कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड के नहीं रह सकता है. और रात को एक्चुअली ऑक्सीजन भी चाहिए प्लांट्स को फॉर रेस्पिरेशन. आई होप यू नो दैट. रात को जब फोटोसिंथेसिस होता नहीं है तो प्लांट कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड नहीं, सिर्फ सिर्फ ऑक्सीजन ही कंज्यूम करता है. सो ऑक्सीजन भी चाहिए होता है प्लांट्स को. एनीवे, तो कैसे आया ऑक्सीजन, ये सब के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ाई कर सकते हो. ये सब अपने लिए अपने फ्री टाइम पे ये सब चीजें देख सकते हो. कैसे आया है ऑक्सीजन? Weight of atmosphere. Okay, it's pretty heavy. 1 liter of air is having around 1.3 gram. Total mass of atmosphere is this much ton. And half of the atmosphere weighs 50% weight is within 5.5 kilometer. तो ठीक है, ये सब तो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. प्रेशर कितना है? एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर कितना है? अभी तुम्हारे ऊपर कितना एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर है? कितना एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर कितना होता है?
180
हाँ, 118 क्या? बताओ.
So it's almost equal to 1 bar.
1 बार नहीं, 1 बार 1 बार या फिर 1 एटीएम, कौन सा?
1 ATM sir.
ठीक है, 1 एटीएम को फील करने में दिक्कत होता है, इसको पास्कल में बात करते हैं. 1 एटीएम इज इक्वल टू 101,325 पास्कल, राइट? तो
Yes sir.
101,325 को 1 लाख मान लेते हैं. 1 लाख पास्कल, 1 लाख न्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वायर, है ना? 1 लाख न्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वायर. 1 लाख न्यूटन कितना किलो होगा? बोलो. 1 लाख न्यूटन कितना किलो होगा? 10,000 किलो होगा. करेक्ट. 1 मीटर स्क्वायर एरिया में 10,000 किलो का लोड आ रहा है ऊपर से, है कि नहीं? ओके, तो तुम्हारा सरफेस एरिया कितना होगा? तुम्हारे सिर के ऊपर कितना सरफेस एरिया हो सकता है? सिर और शोल्डर को अगर कंसिडर करते हो, व्हाट डू यू थिंक? अप्रोक्सीमेटली कितना होगा? 15 सेंटीमीटर स्क्वायर, 15 सेंटीमीटर, 10 सेंटीमीटर, नहीं और थोड़ा ज्यादा, इतना कम, इतना कम है। व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू रिलेट इज तुम्हारे ऊपर कितना वजन है। 1 मीटर स्क्वायर में 10,000 किलो है, इतना तो पता चला। तुम्हारा सरफेस एरिया कितना हो सकता है। if you just consider yourself to be a rectangle, okay? if you consider yourself to be a rectangle, तुम्हारा शोल्डर का width कितना होने वाला है, अराउंड 40 सेंटीमीटर, राइट। 40 भी नहीं होगा, थोड़ा कम होगा, 40 होगा मान लो। और तुम्हारा width कितना होगा, आई डोंट नो इफ यू आर एबल टू विजुअलाइज दिस। एक डायग्राम बना कर दिखाता हूँ, समझ जाओ। Consider this rectangle. So this is your head. Okay. And this is your shoulder. Let me take it backward. If that is so, तो बस इतना एरिया क्या है, ये मैं तुमसे पूछ रहा हूँ। बस इतना एरिया कितना, ये तुम्हारा सिर है और ये तुम्हारा शोल्डर है, शोल्डर चेस्ट मिला के इतना तक। तो व्हाट विल बी दिस एरिया, आई बिलीव दिस विल बी अराउंड 40, बहुत ज्यादा नहीं होगा उससे। और ये 15 सेंटीमीटर अराउंड होगा, है कि नहीं। कितना होगा, 15 सेंटीमीटर से ज्यादा नहीं होगा। हाँ थोड़ा ज्यादा हुआ, चलो 20 ही मान लो, 20 सेंटीमीटर, तो बड़ा इंसान का साइज मान लो। दिस विल बी 20, दिस विल बी 40, तो 40 into 20 is equal to 800 cm square. Agreed? लॉजिकल लग रहा है, रिस्पॉन्ड करो।
यस सर।
तो अगर 800 सेंटीमीटर स्क्वायर होता है तो वो कितना मीटर स्क्वायर होगा। कैलकुलेटर को मैं शेयर कर देता हूँ। हाँ 800 डिवाइडेड बाई 1000, तो 800 को मैं 10,000 से डिवाइड करूंगा तो सेंटीमीटर स्क्वायर से क्या हो जाएगा, मीटर स्क्वायर हो जाएगा। दैट्स करेक्ट देवांशु, 0.08 मीटर स्क्वायर हो जाएगा। तो 10,000 अगर है 1 मीटर स्क्वायर में, 10,000 kg पर मीटर स्क्वायर है, तो 0.08 के लिए कितना होगा, इंटू 10,000, सही है। तो 800 किलो हो जाएगा तुम्हारे ऊपर वजन, अराउंड 800 kg। मुझे लगता है तुम 800 kg उठा पाओगे। तुम्हारे ऊपर एटमॉस्फेयर का इतना वजन तो है, बट यू डोंट फील इट। तुम्हें वो फीलिंग नहीं आ रहा है कि तुम 800 किलो लेके बैठे हो, है कि नहीं। सो क्या है कि हमारे ब्लड वेसल्स में प्रेशर है, उसी ब्लड प्रेशर क्या करता है, एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर को बैलेंस कर देता है। दैट इज व्हाई वी डोंट फील दिस 800 किलो वेट ऑफ द एटमॉस्फेयर ऑन अस। कब फील होगा, अगर स्पेस पे जाके अपना स्पेस सूट खोल देते हो, देन यू विल इमीडिएटली बर्स्ट, तुम इमीडिएटली फट जाओगे। उन सारे ब्लड वेसल्स के जो प्रेशर है, उस प्रेशर के कारण तुम फट जाओगे। इट विल बी लाइक किसी ने तुम्हारे अंदर कोई बॉम्ब रख दिया है एंड यू जस्ट एक्सप्लोडेड। दिस इज व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन इफ यू आर देयर आउटसाइड विदाउट ए स्पेस सूट। वो ब्लड प्रेशर को बैलेंस करने के लिए स्पेस सूट के अंदर प्रेशर रहता है, एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर जितना उतना प्रेशर रहता है। व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज दैट वेट ऑफ द एटमॉस्फेयर जो है, व्हिच इज ऑल दिस फिगर्स, अनदर वे टू विजुअलाइज दिस इज कि तुम्हारा 800 किलो अराउंड वजन रहेगा तुम्हारे ऊपर एटमॉस्फेयर। आज के लिए यही तक रहने दो, वी विल अगेन कंटिन्यू इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास।
Thank you, sir.
ओके बाय।
थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye bye.